Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning distributor training. Gregory Muscari here up in Bozeman, Montana, welcoming you. And if you're brand new to LifeWave, congratulations. You've made a great decision. You're in the right place, the right time, with the right company, the right people. And these Saturday morning trainings are basically a skills-based training. And hold on just one moment, and I'm going to promote my co-trainer, Presidential Director Judy Daniel. So hold on just one second, please. And I magically make you co-host. I love this Zoom thing. We used to have a home-based business. Now we have a Zoom-based business that we do from home. So good morning, Judy, if you're there. There you are.
I am here, 100% here, excited to be here. Good morning, Gregory. Good morning, everybody.
Yay. So I was just sharing that we do these calls Zooms every Saturday morning. They're skills-based, and they're based on our 4-step proven plan of action: prepare, share, care, and enroll, because we are in a sharing and caring business. And today we get to focus on caring. But as you were saying earlier, Judy, when we were talking, we're really in the caring business, as a whole. And this one little segment we're doing today is the quadrant 3 of the caring process is really the follow-up process. It just seemed a better, nicer way to label it instead of sharing and follow-up. It's sharing and caring. But so I'll just let you fill in the blanks and say good morning to everyone.
Well, thank you, Gregory. And I am ever so grateful that you chose the title caring instead of follow-up for that third section. It changes the tone of everything we do. And it just brings it to the forefront that we are in the caring business. We care about our friends enough that we want to reach out and share. We care enough about our friends that we want to reach out, follow up, and find out what they liked about the video, listen to them, answer questions, because we care. Back to you, Gregory.
Yeah, and so, with me, 30 plus years, Judy, I think you're 20 plus years in networking. I learned by the School of Hard Knocks that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's where I want to emphasize today that we are in the caring and sharing, not telling and selling. Okay. No one likes to be sold to, but people like to be cared for and educated and maybe learn about something that can make a qualitative difference in their life or in the lives of someone that they love and care for. And that's the opportunity we have. And that's why it's so important that you connect and ask questions. And so last week we covered sharing, and we got this wonderful tool, In Touch, and we have such a wonderful story to share and so many sharing tools. We like to say, let the tools do the talking. But once you've shared some of our tools with In Touch, and maybe you've physically met with someone and shared some samples, the follow-up, the fortune and the friendship is in the follow-up. And I like to equate it with the law of the farm, these natural organic processes of life. In the law of the farm, when you plant your seeds, you have to follow up and water. And, Rob and I have 8 raised vegetable gardens, organic vegetable gardens in our front yard here. And I have to water them twice a day, or, one hot sunny day could just bring several of them to an end, because, we're at 4,600 feet and we're almost at solstice. And I tell you that when there's no clouds, the sun is really powerful up here. And so, I follow up with the planting by watering, and you need to follow up with the sharing by connecting and asking questions. So I'm just going to jump over, and thank you again, Judy. I think every morning Rob and I wake up and say, thank you, Judy, for creating this incredible website, Nitty Gritty 101, because if you're not familiar with it yet, if you're brand new, you want to get on there. And as Robin likes to say, be a happy clicker There's so much information here, and you can take it in bite-sized pieces. Don't try and swallow the whole thing all at once. You'll probably choke because there's a lot of information here. But we've tried to parcel it out in such a way for the new person, as you can see, if you were a new person, you'd come to this homepage and you'd read this little bit and click here if this is your first visit, and it would tell you where to go. I think we've already covered that on previous calls. We won't go down that rabbit hole today. That's what we do when we're talking about, preparing and getting a brand new person started. But I think, Judy, should we just go over to the sharing section? Anything you wanted to add?
Not a thing, Gregory. I am looking forward to what we're going to do today because we have a different approach than usual.
We do.
And we were both thinking about the philosophy behind the caring more than the actual details, because we have done a Saturday morning training on that. And I thought it was fascinating. We were both on the same page when we spoke earlier today. So if you could click on care.
Okay. And I love this quote that you recently added, and thank you for sourcing it out. I never knew it was Theodore Roosevelt who said that, but I've been saying this for years, so now I can start giving him credit, at least a few times. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And again, we are in the people business. We have wonderful products, but we're really in the people business, and our mission and vision is to change people's lives with our wonderful products. So it's about sharing and caring.
So and what is the right thing for the person you're following up with? Have that in your in the forefront of your thinking, in the forefront of your heart. It's you don't want to. You're not calling up because you want another silver to put on your left or your right leg. You're calling up to care. All right. Okay. So Gregory, do you want to talk about anything on the left column or the right column, or shall we go straight to the 10?
Well, I'll just highlight that if you're brand new, there's incredibly valuable information. And we're going to kind of slide over today because we've covered in previous calls. And these calls are all available in the liveyounger.youtube.com in the training, Saturday morning training section. So there's just wonderful information here about three-way calling and the caring and follow-up process. So I invite you, if you haven't been to this section of the website, take it upon yourself. This is a self-study course, and you do have some mentors and guides that are there to help you with questions. But today, we thought we'd focus on follow-up tips. And these are very powerful tips that many times get glossed over because by the time you get done covering everything that was up above, we're typically have run out of time because we're really focused on keeping these calls down to around 30 minutes. So today we're going to focus on follow-up tips.
And Gregory, you created these, pardon?
Yeah, well, I created the follow-up tips. You found this wonderful image, network marketing, about network marketing. And network marketing business is the perfect business for people who like helping other people. And that's Robert Kiyosaki. That's not just, Joe Schmo. That's Robert Kiyosaki. I think he said, if he had to start over, he started network marketing.
Yes, he did. That's him.
So what's our plan for this morning, Judy?
Our plan is to just dive right in. We have 10 points that you have carefully picked out over your many years of network marketing. I can see you in the early days writing down one of these phrases in a notebook. And so let's start. Number one, we are in the sharing and caring business, not the convincing business. I liked how you word the convincing. Usually it's more along not the selling business, but the convincing business. And Gregory, I tell you, when I first started network marketing, I was in the convincing business. It didn't dawn on me that someone wouldn't see what I had seen and want to be part of it. So I figured more information, more this, and I was convincing them to see it my way. I wasn't caring about their perspective. Why did you choose the word convincing?
Well, I remember a saying I heard years ago, a person convinced against their will remains the same ever still. You can convince someone to buy, and maybe that's just to get you off their back, but you want them to want it. You want them to make a decision from their own heart space, not from just being pushed. No one likes to be sold, but we all like to buy.
Yes, yes. So
So
how
our
about you read number?
responsibility, maybe I'll just jump into
Mhm.
number 2, is our responsibility is to give people enough information to make an informed decision. This is really an educational sale. And when people realize what we have, if it's right for them, they'll make the decision themselves. And our job is kind of like a mentor, or I've heard it said, our job is kind of like being a tour guide. And we're going to take them on this magical, mystical phototherapy tour to give them enough information to say, wow, I'd really like to try, X39. I'd like to try the white LifeWave, phototherapy technology products. And so our job is really to be an educator more than a salesman.
Thank you for putting that there, because that takes away the fear of hearing a no. And so
Mhm,
many brand new distributors say, I don't want to call back. I don't want to hear no. But
mhm,
no is just fine. We
mhm.
just want them to be aware of it, and then it's up to them. So, number 3, usually it will take multiple discussions and exposures for your prospects to make a decision, unless you're Robin Blanc Mascari or me, stem cell patch. Robin said yes instantly, but she was already investigating stem cell injections. So the land had been tilled. She
Mhm,
was ready. She was
mhm.
open. But not everybody is like that. What would you say to this number 3, Gregory?
Well, it's true because for me, I didn't have a predominant health issue like Robin did. So I was delighted that she had found it because that day that Kai called us, Kai Jacobson, um, I saved $12,000 because we were getting ready to go down the stem cell injection pathway, and it's been life altering. But people have different people come to a decision at a different rate of speed, and people need different amounts of information. And so it does take multiple exposures. So if you quit after the first exposure, 9 out of 10 times, you're never going to get a yes. But if you stick with it, uh, number 4, you'll be wasting a lot of time contacting people if you're not going to follow up. And that's why we say the fortune and the friendships in the follow up, because it's been proven in many research projects that it takes on average, depending on which stat you're referring to, 5 to 7 exposures for someone to make an informed decision. So if you quit after the first or second, chances are you're leaving a lot on the table. You're not getting the results you need because you're not engaged in the process that's required.
Another reason why people, I have heard, and I've been one, why there's this reluctance to follow up. What if somebody asks a question and I don't know the answer?
Mhm.
That really slows people down, but it leads right into number 5. You can earn as you learn, and you aren't expected to know everything. I love that, because usually you go to school for university, postdoctorate degrees, classes for at least a year, 4 years, longer, before you start to earn. And here it's the flip, that you really can earn if you follow the daily method of operation without really even knowing what you're doing. But as soon as you start to sponsor 1 or 2 people, then you start to learn. That's what happened to me. I started as a customer. People heard about my story, they wanted to order, and suddenly I'm having distributors on a left leg and a right leg. So back I went and learned a little more.
Mm.
So, and even with nitty gritty, you don't have to learn what's on here. The important thing is to know where to go to find the information. All right.
Yeah, and Judy, that kind of reminds me, and teeing it up for number 6, all you need to know is where and how to get the information that people want. Darren Hardy, who's previous publisher, Success Magazine, one of the nation's leading personal development and direct sales network marketing trainer, says if you're talking to somebody, you should be pointing to the tool. And so a key thing to remember is be the messenger, not the message. You need to know where the message is. And it's in nitty gritty. It's in the, your LifeWave website. It might be in the Getting Started guide. It might be a 3-way phone call with an upline with your sponsor. It might be some of the other material. I think the InTouch app is such a fabulous, fabulous storehouse because there's a sharing library in there, but there's enough information in the InTouch library to bring anybody, just about anybody, to an educated decision on why they want to try our products and maybe why they want to try our business. So I really encourage you, become familiar with everything that's in the InTouch sharing library. You can log into InTouch and just watch all of those videos. And the best way to know which video to send to somebody is become familiar with what videos are in there.
Yes, absolutely. And then people, because this is a training for distributors are interested in earning an income.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 400 a month, 400 a week, 4,000 a month, 4,000 a week. It's up to the individual's goals or more. And so you can just kind of relax into that process. Often when I'm doing a 3-way call, I'll let the person who I'm being introduced to know that I am reading bullet points that answers their question, because what are they thinking? Gee, if she's doing that, I can do that. So everything I say and do, I want people to think, gee, if she can do it, I can certainly do it. If you're that's just such an essential piece to kind of have land in your heart.
And people will feel that you're being very genuine with them and they're not being pushered or pressured. They're not being pushed or pressured.
I like the other wording.
Pushered? Yeah, that's a new one.
That's good. That's good.
Webster's got that one yet.
Because sometimes we see people giving presentations and you think, oh, I could never be as polished as that person. Or you're thinking, I love how that person presents. I wish I could be like that person. And there's this tendency to try to imitate someone else. In network marketing, the only thing that works is authenticity. All right. Are you ready for number 7?
I think so.
Okay.
Have one calendar where you keep track of all your scheduled follow-up calls. And I think this is where we talk about follow-up is part of the caring process. And it's important when you make an appointment with someone to follow up that you keep that appointment. So you can't have Post-its here and a calendar there and sometimes on your phone, sometimes on the wall, sometimes on your desk, sometimes between your 2 ears. I really encourage you to have one place where you keep track of all of your follow-up calls. And, typically when I set an appointment with somebody that I'll talk to you at 9:00 tomorrow morning, at about 8:55, I'm looking at the clock thinking, okay, I got 5 minutes, I got 4 minutes, I got 3 minutes, and when the clock hits 9:00, their phone is ringing. So they learn that I make and keep my appointments with people and they feel respected. No one likes to set aside a time. I got it on my calendar. You got it on yours? No. And you call them or they call you and one of you's not ready or you get the voicemail. It's discouraging. So Make sure that you have one calendar and you're posting. And one of the beauties of the InTouch system, again, it'll remind you to follow up on people. It reminds you by the day, it doesn't give you the time. And here's $1 million success tip. Absolutely, this could change your business. It will change your business if you do it. Never end one conversation, or as we call it, an exposure, one contact, without scheduling the next. Okay, I sent you the video, Judy, and so it's only 3 minutes. When shall I call you back? Mornings, afternoons, later on today, sometime tomorrow. You know, be flexible and have your calendar ready and set an appointment. Never, never, never end one contact or exposure without scheduling the next. And recognizing it's going to take multiple exposures to get them to a decision. That's the normal process. You give them a little bit of information, they digest it. Give them a little more, they digest it. You give them a little more, they digest it. Pretty soon they go, wow, how do I get this? How do I get some? How do I join? So that's just so critical that you have a calendar and you become good at managing your time and doing your follow-up.
And once again, it's caring about the other person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you make an appointment with someone and you don't keep it, they feel disrespected. Great.
That's just, I'm so glad you added that second part to it, the corollary to that. Never end one call without setting another. And number 8, you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. This is a business model that I have endorsed and embraced from the first moment I saw it, because this business model is based on cooperation, not competition. In so many other business models, if you share the wealth of your knowledge with others, my goodness, they could rise up the ladder of the corporation and you're left behind. Here, we share fully, we care fully, we help, we assist, we do 3-way calls because we love to care. It's a caring about the person we're going to be meeting on the 3-way phone call. Those are such wonderful opportunities to build yet a new relationship. So that's why you are in business for yourself. It's not the Lone Ranger. Be on the calls, ask for 3-way phone calls, phone your sponsor. I can always tell who is committed to building a business. Who are the builders? They're the ones calling me. All right. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Love this business model. And in particular, Gregory, I am so grateful for you and Robin and what you bring to network marketing. This is the way I have always envisioned network marketing could be. Enlightened network marketing with the whole heart surround of the caring. All right, enough from me. Over to you, Gregory.
Well, thank you, Judy. And you know, the thing that comes to mind is for new people to know, for everyone to know, I've heard it so many times, oh, you're so busy, I didn't want to bother you. Don't think that way. You know,
oh, no.
Recognize that your sponsor and your upline are there to help you. And whenever you enroll somebody or make a sale, they make a little bit of money. And if you enroll a lot of people, make a lot of sales, they make a lot of money. And if you're not calling and using them, they're getting paid for nothing. Okay, so think of them as your paid upline business consultants and support staff, which they truly are. And so when people call Robin and I with questions, needs, or concerns, we embrace that because we know we're helping eliminate roadblocks, increase their education, their confidence and belief, and that breeds independence. So in the beginning, if you're brand new, you're going to need a lot more coaching, mentoring, contacting, And there are no stupid questions. They're just things you don't know yet. So I really encourage you, because these trainings are really directed for new people to get up to speed and for existing distributors to sharpen their skill set. But really do not be bashful. If you've got a question, a need or concern, your upline, your sponsor, LifeWave corporate team, customer service, they're there to help you. And you just got to want it bad enough that you're willing to reach out and get it, because there are people waiting for you to reach out.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. And number 10, practice, learn, and do three-way calls with your upline. This is one of my favorite things about this business model. A distributor will call up and say, I want you to meet so-and-so. I'm happy to meet someone because it's a brand new person I would not have met otherwise. We form a relationship. I answer questions. I care about this person. Who are you? What's important to you? What do you need? What do you want? The caring just floods through it all.
Judy, I'll share my three-way story. Because when I joined network marketing back in 1988, 33 years ago, I was pretty self-confident. I had owned my own business, a small manufacturing business, and I understood business and studied it in college, and my dad mentored me very well. So I had kind of a business acumen. I'd never been in network marketing though. It's a whole paradigm shift. It's like I might have been a good carpenter, but now I'm going to be a plumber, and I think I can take my carpentry skills over here. Wrong. Okay. So I ate a lot of humble pie that first year, and everybody said, do three-way calls. And I thought, oh, three-way calls are for people that lack confidence and competence. Okay. And I said, yeah. So, hey, that's for people, for needy, weak people. And so I didn't do any three-way calls, and I won't say I failed miserably, but I had very limited success in that first year in that first company. When I shifted gears and moved into another company, my sponsor insisted I did three-way calls. And my other sponsor in the other company didn't insist. He talked about them, but he never really trained me, and I don't think I ever did one. In the new company I got in, my sponsor insisted when I got somebody interested, you put him on the phone with me, and his name was Bob. And so I'd prospect and pique people's interest. And then I'd say, hey, let me get my partner Bob on the phone. I'm pretty new at this. He's pretty experienced. And I got to tell you, and he taught me that I do the introduction, and I'll just scroll up since we're talking about three-way calling, because there's a good training here on the website by introduction. So this was me. Okay. I'd get my upline expert on the phone with my pre-qualified candidate, somebody that I had, gotten interested, and it was absolutely magic. Everybody I got on the phone with Bob, just about everybody signed up, and we became workout buddies. And I realized the more three-way calls I did, the faster my business grew. And I became his top distributor, his biggest leg in that company, because I worked him to the bone. But we had fun together.
Yes.
We enjoyed each other's company. It was magic, Judy. Yeah.
Oh, you just lit up. And, that's the beautiful thing about this business model, is that it is fun when you follow the system. If you do it all by yourself, the Lone Ranger, and you think you really are in business by yourself, just for yourself, the fun is not there. It's heavy, heavy, heavy. So I loved how your face lit up and a smile and the financial success that followed.
I was my second year, by the end of my second year, I was doing really well in network marketing. Thanks to Bob.
Beautiful. I'm very fond of Bob. If you could scroll back up just for a second to the three-way calling section, Gregory.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have at the very bottom, a little further down, scroll down to those replays.
Okay.
This is before we switched over to Zoom. Kai Jacobson did an excellent call about three-way calling. So you dial into that number, When prompted, you enter 236425, and then you enter the reference number for the call. With Kai, which is pound 259. David Ickhow, well known as Sunwolf. Another great call about handling objections. Objections are usually just questions in disguise. So we invite you to explore this whole section on nitty-gritty about three-way calling. Gregory, thank you for those 10 follow-up success tips. They're useful, they're excellent, and I'm glad we spent time on the philosophy behind the caring. And to just absolutely know in your heart before you pick up the phone that you're calling because you care enough to follow up.
Beautiful. So I know, Judy, as we're coming to a conclusion here, do you want to talk about what's new in Nitty Gritty today?
Oh, yes, love to. We can both talk about it.
Okay.
Every time you visit nittygritty101.com, we suggest that you click on the What's New page. At the very top, for a brand new person, they can click on the weekly Zoom schedule call. I put up various success tips, maybe one or two a week, because not everybody visits every day. And why conversations drive to the question of what genuinely matters. And that's what we've been talking about this morning, Gregory. Why conversations are where real connections are made. And then here we have our distributor training from LifeWave, win a free X39 sleeve. How about 10? So the information for that is right there. So much going on. And then new, yes, thank you. And the new to nitty gritty of 4 ways to earn income. So the layout for the compensation plan has changed as of last night to allow for a better flow. Big thanks to Terry for her suggestions. A brand new distributor, and I learn the most from a brand new distributor. I get the chance to look afresh at what's written down there. So I just love feedback. We have David Schmidt in person, Long Beach, California. If you can't go, who do you know? Who do you know in the area? Would you like to say something about this Long Beach event, Gregory?
Well, if you know anybody in Southern California that you want in your business or that is already in your business, if you got somebody that's already in your business, tell them to fill up their car and go meet David. If they haven't met David yet, tell them to get in their car and go meet David and bring some guests with them. But that was a turning point for me when I met David actually in Los Angeles on March 3rd, I believe, 2019, on the launch tour for the X39. That's when the penny dropped for me. Robin was very excited, as you know, Judy, about LifeWave and X39, but the penny hadn't quite dropped for me yet until I got to meet David and some of the senior management team. So I really encourage, this is worth getting out of your comfort zone and getting in your car and getting to.
And what was there about meeting David that made a difference for you?
Well, he's such a genuine, humble, but brilliant, heart-centered guy. And I heard all these other doctors on stage saying, he's really a genius. You know, they're just, you know, these brilliant PhD doctors and such, you know, giving credit to David really being, you know, kind of an off the chart inventor and genius. And he really is. You know, we're blessed to have a guy from who knows where that's leading the charge and bringing forth this whole new paradigm in light therapy for us to use with our friends, family, our dogs, our cats, and who knows what else.
Because we're really affiliated with a research and development company. First and foremost, we have a chance to interact with the inventor, and the company chose network marketing as their mode of advertising. Then the next thing on nitty gritty, requirements to earn bonuses. Some people might not know about this, Gregory. So let's just take a brief moment and read this. There are 4 bonuses product introduction bonus, retail, binary, and matching bonuses.
Mhm.
And the only requirement to receive product introduction bonuses and retail bonuses, the only requirement is to be a LifeWave distributor. This means you have purchased one of the 6 enrollment kits. It could have just been the starter kit. You do not need to be active. And by the way, I have to thank Dr. Sarah for helping me word this, so it was very clear. I forgot to say big thanks to Dr. Sarah, but I'm thanking you now. And then for binary bonuses and matching bonuses, a LifeWave distributor must have purchased a bronze kit or above and must be active. But what I like about the fact that you can earn PIB and retail bonuses by only spending $25 for your enrollment starter kit allows somebody who really is tight on money. And these days, there are a number of people who are watching every penny. This allows them to start a business for $25, enroll people as distributors, they earn the bonus, they can have their customers, and they can earn money enough so they can actually upgrade to the bronze kit. So I think that is wonderful.
Yeah,
Then
I
we
just want to
have,
comment briefly on that, Judy. The beauty of this is if you sell something, you're going to get paid. If you sell a product to a customer, retail, you're going to get paid. And if you sell a pack, a business pack to a distributor, you're going to get paid regardless of whether or not you're qualified, for the downline binary and matching bonuses. And I think that's very wise and very, very generous of the company. So you can work yourself into success. You can literally start with a $25 starter kit. And if you're out there selling, you're going to start making money.
I remember the story of a fellow in another network marketing company. He was living in a storage unit. He was that broke. But he knew he was destined for greatness in spite of what he was seeing around him. He took some of his possessions, had a garage sale on the lawn of one of his friends, earned enough money to get into the business and just soared to the top.
And Judy, I'm just looking at the clock, realizing I've got some guests coming over to the house in 20 minutes. I have some preparation I need to do.
Well,
So
we're done. David Schmidt,
I think
LifeWave Connect.
Yeah, so everybody should be going to the What's New page every day, because you'll notice this is updated today, June 12th. And Judy, I don't know if you take Sundays off or not, but you're so diligent in keeping this updated. God bless you. You embody all of the qualities of servant leadership, and thank you for creating Nitty Gritty and for sharing these Saturday mornings with me. I know we both enjoy this immensely to, help new people get off to a good solid start and sharpen the skills of our existing team members.
Well, you're very welcome, and thank you for creating the Live Younger success system.
Oh, my pleasure. So God bless you all. As you like to say, Judy, keep on patching.
That's right.
Wishing you the best that life and LifeWave has to offer, and we'll see you on one of the next upcoming Zoom calls.
Okay, bye everyone. Thank
Bye,
you,
everyone.
Gregory.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Judy.